In my last video of this series, we took a deep dive into some of the rarest mythical Pokemon I have in my collection. And in today's video, we continue to look through my deep collection of rare Pokemon that I've collected over the years of playing, which happen to also all be mythical Pokemon featured in today's top 5. I've been playing the Pokemon games since I could remember, and Pokemon have been distributing out rare Pokemon through in-person events and online via the Nintendo Online system or through the mystery gift system since Generation 1. This is the 4th video in this series for my channel, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight into what exactly I'm sharing with you all when it comes to my collection. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Starting things off with the all-powerful creator itself, we have the alpha Pokemon Arceus. This special event Arceus was distributed at Toys R Us locations all across the US, and it unlocks some incredibly unique events in multiple Pokemon games. In Pokemon Platinum, bringing this Arceus to Orb Mine would trigger a special series of events where players could learn more about the creation of Sinnoh and even obtain a Flame Plate. But if you traded it over to Heart Gold or Soul Silver, things got even crazier. Taking this Arceus to the ruins of Alph would unlock access to the Sinjoh ruins, where players were given the chance to obtain a level 1 Dialga, Palkia, or Giratina, each holding their respective orb. To this day, it's still one of the coolest legendary events Pokemon has ever done, and honestly, it makes sense considering Arceus is basically the original legendary Pokemon. Some of its Pokedex entries say it emerged from an egg and shaped the entire world, while others describe it as a Pokemon that existed before the universe itself. This event Arceus was received at level 100 holding a Robot Berry, and it came with the moves Judgment, Roar of Time, Spatial Run, and Shadow Force. What makes this moveset so awesome is that it combines the signature attacks of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, all onto one Pokemon, alongside Arceus' own signature move, Judgment. And depending on which plate Arceus is holding, Judgment can even change types when it's used. Coming in at number 2 on today's top 5 list, we have a fan favorite mythical Pokemon, Celebi. This special Celebi was distributed in 2016 through Wi-Fi to players in North America as a part of Pokemon's 20th anniversary celebration. Players could receive it on the Nintendo 3DS in Pokemon X, Y, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. This Celebi was received at level 100 and came with the moves Confusion, Recover, Heal Bell, and Safeguard. While the moveset itself is pretty cool, what really makes this event so memorable is what it represented for Pokemon fans. Throughout the Pokemon's 20th anniversary year, Game Freak and Nintendo released a ton of mythical Pokemon for free through Wi-Fi distributions. That meant players could finally get their hands on rare Pokemon that were usually locked behind special events or promotions. Pokemon like Mew, Keldeo, Darkrai, Celebi, and many more, all available for fans to download and add to their collections. For longtime players, it honestly felt like one giant celebration of Pokemon history. Next up, we have my favorite mythical Pokemon in today's video, Deontay. Now at first glance, Deontay doesn't seem like the kind of Pokemon I'd normally love. Most of my favorite Pokemon are dragon types like Dragonite and Garchomp, creepy ghost type Pokemon like Gengar and Chandelure, and of course my all-time favorite, Tyranitar. So yeah, Deontay definitely stands out from the rest of that lineup, but I'm telling you right now, this little pink jewel Pokemon is an absolute beast. Deontay has a base stat total of 600, which already puts it in legendary territory. Its Rock Fairy typing actually lets it defend itself surprisingly well against a ton of matchups. And while its move pool isn't the biggest out there, the moves it does get access to hit incredibly hard. We're talking moves like Diamond Storm, Meteor Beam, and Moonblast. Then there's Mega Deontay. Once it Mega Evolves, its base stats jump all the way up to 700, with both its attack and special attack skyrocketing from 100 to 160. So imagine taking those massive stats and combining them with the stab moves I just mentioned a moment ago. And this thing can absolutely put fear into whoever's sitting across from it in battle. What makes this particular Deontay so rare and special is that it was distributed in Japan as part of a movie event for Pokemon the Movie Deontay and the Cocoon of Destruction back in 2014. Fans had from July 19th through September 30th to visit participating theaters across Japan for a chance to receive this exclusive mythical Pokemon. And honestly, event distributions tied to Pokemon movies have always felt extra special to me, because once they're gone, they're gone. One really cool and rare Pokemon on this list that players can actually still get today is this Gigantamax Melmetal. I've always felt like Meltan and Melmetal had one of the strangest introduction of any mythical Pokemon. According to its Pokedex entries, Meltan melts down iron and other metals from underground and absorbs them into its molten steel body, which is honestly a pretty wild concept for a mythical Pokemon. What's also interesting is that Meltan doesn't really belong to one specific region. It first debuted during a special event in Pokemon Go, discovered by Professor Willow, but it also appeared in the anime during the Alola era. So it kind of exists somewhere between Alola and Galar in a lot of fans' minds. That being said, I think most people associate Melmetal with the Galar region because of the Gigantamax form, which is exactly what we're showing off today. This special Gigantamax Melmetal was distributed to players who transferred a Pokemon from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Home. Back in 2020 during the shutdown, tons of people were playing Pokemon Go, and a lot of players who also play the main series games eventually started transferring Pokemon between games using Pokemon Home on mobile and Nintendo Switch. Plus, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee had already released by then, letting players move Kanto Pokemon from Go into the main series games for the first time. This Melmetal was received at level 100 and came with the moves Double Iron Bash, Hyper Beam, Dynamic Punch, and Thunder Punch. And according to Cerebi, players can technically still obtain this Melmetal today. So I'll leave a link in the description to a video showing you guys how to do that exactly. GMAX Melmetal is also one of the coolest GMAX designs, even though I can't front. Unlike a lot of the Mega Evolution designs we've gotten over the years, there really aren't any bad GMAX Pokemon designs outside of GMAX Pikachu or Eevee, which just kind of inflated their designs. We didn't get anything extra or cool looking features. Don't grill me if you're a huge Pikachu or Eevee fan though, because we're moving on. And for the final Pokemon in today's top 5, we have Victini. This level 100 Victini holding a Soothe Bell was distributed in Japan during the holiday season for Pokemon Black and White and their sequels, Black 2, White 2, through participating Pokemon centers. This special Victini came with the moves Glaciate, Blue Flare, Bolt Strike, and of course its signature move, V-Create, making it an incredibly unique Pokemon. But what makes this Victini even cooler is the item it was holding, the Soothe Bell. For those who don't know, the Soothe Bell boosts the amount of friendship or happiness your Pokemon gains by 50%. That's super useful for evolving Pokemon like Eevee, Golbat, and Togepi, since they require max friendship before they can evolve. Now technically you can get a Soothe Bell in Black and White games by talking to an NPC in Nimbasa City, after showing them a Pokemon with max friendship. But if you're anything like me, and constantly rotate your team throughout your playthrough, chances are you might not even have a Pokemon with max friendship yet. So getting this event Victini already holding the item was actually a huge bonus for players who wanted a Soothe Bell without having to grind friendship beforehand. And that, my friends, are 5 more rare Pokemon added to my collection. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and have been enjoying this series, even if the uploads haven't been consistent. If you missed any of the previous episodes, be sure to check out the playlist linked in the description, or click the video on the screen right now so you can jump right into it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you all later.